Hi guys, it's me, I'm Dina or Boreal, and welcome back on my channel if you are new. Before I enter in the topic for today's video, I just wanted to give you a series of warnings. This video may be a bit disturbing for some of you, and it inflicts themes such as gore, sexual imagery, mentions of anxiety, and panic attacks. If any of these tips may be disturbing for you, even if I won't talk much in detail about them, make you feel at unease, you can skip those timestamps as this video will have timestamps. Another thing to note is that I do not condone any of these people mentioned in this video, plus some of them are still my friends. I condone more the app and the system and circumstances and, well, some actions and some things. We will talk about them at the right moment. Anyway, with all of this out of the way, let's start the topic of today's video. Amino, the app that left a generation scarred, me included. If you don't know what Amino is, let me tell you. Amino is a social media app somehow similar with Reddit, in my opinion, a bit but not to that degree, in which you can make communities based on your favorite subject, topics, and fandoms, though a lot of people use it for fandoms. On Amino, you also have leaders and curators for basically the staff, actually, people that are responsible for the community. They are responsible for banning members if something goes wrong. They can feature posts to make the community look lively and also give the chance of people to be recognized in a speciality if the community is big, for example with more than 1,000 members. Curators kind of have the same role as leaders, but they cannot ban people. Usually there is a staff chat room where staff talks about the community and community problems and whatsoever. There is also the community team, which only the leader can apply. There is also the leader agent, who is basically the member that made the community and has control over the community because they created it. But they can actually transfer this role if they wish to because of some problems, for example. On Amino communities, you can make posts, chat with people in public and private chat rooms, earn titles, and advance in levels. Levels are a way to show your activity and your legacy in the community. There are 20 levels, by the way, and they can be named by the leader. There is also a sister app to Amino called Amino Community Manager, or ACM, where the leaders have access to everything that's ethic. From members, leaders, and curator moderation, activity, from there they can change the community team and much more. So okay, now that you have a basic idea what an Amino is, I want you to know that it's a vile app. You might have heard from it back in 2017, 2018, or even 2019 because a lot of people used to promote it. Even if I told you everything about Amino, usually Amino is a vile place because the moderation from the people that actually created the app is equal to zero. Also, it doesn't help that literally everyone and your grandma can make a community. Yes, and that means children who are under the age of understanding a shit about the internet and even people in their 40s that are super creepy. So you can guess where I am going exactly with this affirmation. If not, let me tell you. Because of the zero moderation from Amino and adding the fact that everyone can make a community, this becomes a battleground for prey and toxic behavior and predators. And even if people reach out to Amino endless of times to make a change, because a lot of the times included doxing people, which is not fun, especially if you are a minor and maybe queer or have values that do not interfere with your caregivers. And in general, it gives you paranoia knowing someone knows your address and you might get stalked. Even with all of this in mind, the official staff doesn't do anything. And why, you may ask? Apparently, the original people that made the app aren't all even on the staff anymore, from what I know. And the people that are on right now apparently don't care at all either. So basically, Amino became an app that is nobody's but the mobs, which is as bad as it sounds. Anyway, now that you know how bad it is, let's talk about my experience with Amino and what me finally deleted and forget about it until some days ago because of some circumstances. Again, this may contain some things that aren't suitable for those that feel that they are sensitive for it. So, big warnings for that. Okay, let's start talking about my experience with Amino. Back in 2018, when Amino was actually popular and had a reputation and everyone promoted it, a YouTuber me and my partner were watching, we will call her Bella, promoted Amino. She promoted an art Amino and said if we enter on that specific Amino and post art for her, we might get the chance to appear in one of her videos. I was ecstatic and made my account and entered in that community. I didn't know it wasn't hers. I thought she was like the creator of the community, given the fact that there were a lot of people in it, and for me, seeing people promoting these communities, well, equaling that it was theirs. Anyway, I made a bunch of posts on that Amino up until a point that I got bored. Also, I wasn't even in her video, which is sad, nor my partner was. Anyway, I deleted it at some point until in 2019 when I get into Assassin's Creed very much, and I remembered Amino. I entered in the first community I saw that has some activity, and I posted like 2 posts on that community. Then I let it dormant because there wasn't something wow happening, and they got my post down for some reason and never got it back. Until then came the community that basically changed my trajectory for everything that means Amino, and I started to finally understand those people that said, oh my god, Amino is bad. I will cover this community's name even though right now is dead. The agent leader closed it privately and took all the rights on posting on it, basically letting it die on private as she didn't want to completely delete it. This community was one of for Little Special or LPS for short, but the creator was in the process of remodeling it into a more diverse community. And we will call this community Artist Valley since it was mainly for art. If there is an actual Amino that is called like that and it's actually nice, I'm so sorry. I'm sure y'all are nice, but I'm not talking about you. Okay, good. I got into this Amino because the leader agent was a YouTuber I watched or used to watch and had a channel back in 2013-2014 but moved to another channel, and on this she made the community in hopes of getting all her fans in one place and discuss and post stuff and maybe chat. Valid. I got in and to my surprise it was actually pretty active, not like the art and Assassin's Creed Aminos. People were actually posting stuff and they were also super nice, giving me welcoming messages and stuff. Also, a thing to mention, I was 17 when all of this was happening. A lot of the members were between 9 to 13 years old. Very few people were actually above that age span, so you can calculate what was about to unleash with this information. Anyway, in like the 6 days since I was there, someone put me in one of their private chats and I decided to enter, compared to usually my resistance in entering, usually. And that's when I got the first talk with one of the members and I decided that I am going to stay on this community. And that's when the whole story starts. After 2 months of me staying in that community, a leader from back then, Lady as that was her username, put on announcements for the post of police. Police isn't exactly a post in Amino terms. What actually was, it was a post invented by the leader agent that was a placeholder for curator until that person was being mighty of the post that would stay. What consists of it? Usually a 2-week period of probation based on some points. If you got a lot of points you might stay, if not then you get thrown out basically. And out of a whim I decided to enter in this thinking that me being bigger than them could help me in helping them. And to my surprise I actually won. Me and other 3 to 4 people, aka me, Coffee, Purple, and another person we will call Rainbow, since now they go by they, them from what I've heard, won the auditions and we got in the staff chat. And that's when it started. I liked being in the staff at first because what I did was basically welcoming new members and helping others, but unfortunately I couldn't do this as other members were fighting for points when Lady, the girl that was supposed to track our progress, didn't give a crap. Now that she was leader, she didn't give a crap. There was another leader, Akira, let's call her, that basically went dormant and went AFK without saying a word, forcing the little agent, which we will call Aider, to get her off and promote Lady as the next leader. Anyway, as I said, there was more than battle on points that than helping people, and usually this noted in Lady being angry because, well, we were fighting on points, or the other people were fighting and I couldn't get any. In this time, we made a chat which we'll called the Children of the Cosmos, where we basically talked about community like we did on the main chat, but without Lady. Why, you may ask? Because she forbade us from talking stuff that wasn't important there. And she basically was very arrogant and had a lot of issues on her own. And this only culminated when we opened the committees, basically clubs. And I believe she was the leader for LPS or photography. Anyway, it only escalated when a member got the wrong invite in the wrong committee, and we also made auditions for that, by the way. And also because a member understood the team of the week wrong and made another team. This sent Lady in some frenzy in which she started an arguing competition with that poor member. Then Ada came in play and they started yelling at each other in the staff room. She also told Ada how dumb we are and that Ada forgot to make us curators and how she always disappears randomly, which was very true. But Ada came with the argument that she was an adult. True, so she was bigger than 18 years old and that she had her troubles plus her degree that she was still having in that period of time. Anyway, I believe a bigger scandal formed when Lady told Ada that her and Rainbow talked all of us, aka me, Coffee, Purple, and other two people in the staff, Milk and Cat, and how Ada prefers us over them when Ada told Lady to go in the private message and talk, and after a while, Lady publicly gave us the screenshots of what Ada and her talked, telling us what a scorpion Ada is and how blind we are. Then Ada said that Lady will be banned from the community because she causes too much drama. Apparently before I came, she caused a huge fight between some members and she only got into stuff because she was active. And that was the end of it. For now. You see, the people that remained in the staff after all was me, Purple, Coffee, Milk, and Cat. Milk got upgraded to curator because she had the biggest point out of all of us, and the others, aka us, remained still on probation. And it wasn't on points anymore, as Ada realized that was a big problem and made us turn over each other, which was also very true. Also, I was 17 and my colleagues were 13. It felt strange to fight with 13 years old on virtual stuff, but again, they were children when all of that happened, so it's understandable. Anyway, if you already dislike what is happening, let me tell you what is going to happen. It's worse, because when I became curator, it only got worse, because yes, I got promoted to curator. First of all, my first penalization to say was like 2 days after I got the post, because I accidentally deleted some wikis I shouldn't have. Wikis, by the way, are like collections where you can categorize some posts so you have them in order. There was this member, Stefano, who was basically posting kind of the same thing over and over again, and it was basically a picture of his collection of Little Special and a fucking boat over and over again. And Ada told me what to do, basically to delete wikis that are useless. That also meant like spam like things, and we got scolded because we deleted the wikis with the LPS and the boat, and we had to put them back, and Milk had to apologize. Then a member that used to scam people in the past came with like 2 accounts and was spamming me and my colleagues as well. Then a trigger warning for Gore, a guy who was in constant beef with Ada from another community we will talk shortly after, was posting at 3 a.m. the same 2 images in continuous of a dead, mutilated dog, blood all over. It was a pain in the butt as I woke up at 6 in that day, and up until 8, I was only deleting those stuff alongside my colleagues. And of course banned that guy. Okay, we talked about that community. Artists, let's call it. It was a community that was made by a former Artist Valley member that got banned by Ada because they were scamming people and telling them to go to their community, aka artists. Even if in the rules it was said, big do not promote other Amino communities. Anyway, now a secondary account of this member, which we'll call Spiko, stalked me on my Instagram and made advances to me to, well, get into the community artists. First of all, how the hell did Spiko knew my username or my Instagram account since they weren't on that Amino? I don't know how. This thing made Ader a bit annoyed and scared, and nobody really told me the full story, only a year later for some reason. Other things were people that were posting porn basically on their community as a troll. Thing that forced Ader to make the community invite only because it kinda upsetted a very little member that was only 8 or 7 when all of this was happening. First of all, why the hell are you on a community at 7 years old and not playing with dolls or get sand in your ears? I wanna know. If your community is invite only, you can enter by request and wait for some of the leaders to let you in. We kinda had this for a whole year, not gonna lie, because of all the trolls. And the real story starts when I became leader. A lot of controversy was surrounded by this, as Coffee was a bit jealous on me because I wasn't the one to put things as features every time or put titles and what so not. How was I the only one becoming leader, even if she became leader a bit later as well? I was told by Ader that I became leader because I was the only one that was bigger and knew more from the stuff, implying that because I was soon to be 18, I am more independent. Thing that upsetted Kofi since she also wanted to be a leader, but she was only 14 at the time. Also, it upsetted her since Ader says she doesn't put the stuff that's bigger in bigger position or something along those lines. Anyway, now that I was leader, you can imagine that all the trouble went on me because Ader disappeared again for 3 or 4 months. Me, Coffee, Purple, plus the new staff that was chosen were really trying to entertain the community, but the members wanted Ader and we didn't know from where to take her. The community went good for a while actually, because we figured something out, until Ader came back and put the blame on me that the community wasn't so active. Even if I did a bunch of contests with coins being the Amino currency, which you could buy Amino Plus, aka membership and frames, titles and more. She even accused me of not changing the team and the mob telling her to change the team even if she didn't tell me I could change it in the first place. And thus, a lot of gaslighting started to flower, as when we were the ones trying to maintain a community without trolls, she was nowhere to be found, claiming she had adult things to do. Now, I'm also an adult. I do not have other things to do. I do not have adult things to do. But anyway, this thing went for a long time, and I think that would change the rift was when she asked if she could come into our private group, Children of the Cosmos. Remember Children of the Cosmos? And one member's, Lils, said accidentally yes, as she was kind of kissing her feet, and I'm not saying that in a mean way. I'm saying that this as Lils was the type of girl to be obsessed with Ader. And you know when you are obsessed with someone, you do everything to please them. Anyway, Ader got angry and claimed we were hiding the fact that we gossip her. We told her no, but it's our group. Without her, she didn't need to be in all of the groups, to which she said she might as well get rid of us because Artist Valley, it's hers and not us. She created a community and not us. To which Coffee kinda says she should try because we were the ones tying this community actually. And she added new stuff, got rid of a lot of, in quotes, inactive ones, and the new ones were very full of themselves, only kissing Ader's field, and surprise! Akira was back! Even if Ader was so angry when Akira disappeared, but look, she was back now. Oh my god. Anyway, I got a lot of panic attacks being in the community, being shut down, and also basically the nice atmosphere that once was disappeared once Ader also disappeared and claimed we were trying to steal her community or something. I was crying at nights because I thought I wasn't good enough and I would get thrown off, but I wasn't. In like late 2021, Ada decided to close the community because she wasn't so active anymore, but she would let us post in it and stuff like this. And so the people that were already in it started to post what we wanted, and the leaders and curators were free of their big troubles, aka trying to maintain a post that wasn't paid. Until that, Coffee decided to put random members as leaders and curators as a little laugh, because if the community wasn't active and Ader basically just decided to close it down, let's have fun, because Ader didn't tell us what to do and what not to do when we weren't actually leaders and curators anymore, and they started posting, well, a lot of inappropriate things, which upsetted Ader and closed the community for good. But before all of that, she talked with me in private and told me what she did to fail so bad, and that she talks with me because I am bigger than everyone and I know more than everyone. I was 19 at that time, and she feels closer to me than the others. Basically, she was also talking behind others' back. I told her going AFK randomly and then claiming our work as hers was a bad thing, and then deciding to hire a new staff, which she also claimed she kinda hated, but I'm not so sure, by the way, if she really said that, so take that with a grain of salt. Was a bad decision, but she can't take their post, as in quotes, they are happy. Okay, you can't take their posts because they are happy. You can't really reverse a thing because of a thing you made when you were in a mental breakdown. You can't. My god. And so the community died when Ader closed it for good and took the opportunity to make posts, and also took our titles down. She put the blame on me, by the way, and Coffee, even if she closed the community in the first place and then disappeared, also from the face of the planet and internet as in means of content. So yeah, that was my journey on Amino. I uninstalled Amino from my phone in August of 2022 and never looked back until some days ago when I remembered randomly about all of this. I know it wasn't a nice ride since I got a lot of gaslight, I got stalked, people were mean to me and so much more, but the thing that hurted the most was to know that the creator I liked wasn't so nice herself. I mean, she was in a bad place at that time and I do not condone her. I hope she got the proper therapy if she got or that she healed, but I do not forget and forgive her actions and what she did and her promises that were broken repeatedly, probably because she thought she can fool children because children are gullible. Anyways, I actually liked my time in Artist Valley despite what I just said, because the staff became my friends, and I got to like Animal Crossing as well because of Rosie, a friend which unfortunately had to leave the internet because of her mom that discovered her account. I don't know where she is right now. I hope she is well and that she got her Switch and New Horizons if she did, because before she left she was so close in getting one. I don't know, it's silly, I know, I just hope she's fine. And even if she faked all of this because she got tired of us, I hope she's fine. Because, I got to know a lot of things, like a lot of people disappearing because of, quote unquote, their parents, when in reality it was only a scenario to get rid of their friends. Anyway, I hope Rosie is fine wherever she is. I also loved changing the themes, putting titles and talking to people. Honestly, that was so amazing. And also doing contests and stuff. I loved every bit of it and I want to, let it as a memory of lockdown. I guess Amino was there to help me cope with the lockdown, give me some people, and then it disappeared and it remained like a fading memory. What I didn't like is that I was stalked on my private accounts, given panic attacks, anxiety, gaslighting, and a feeling of dread. It's not fun, let me tell you. I hope all the members from there are better now, in a better place. I also hope Rainbow is better as well, because they kinda need it, because they were also quarter of the problems of the community, posting quote-unquote unveiling truths and how bad and dumb the stuff is, because we didn't promote her to curator when she wasn't active anymore. Yeah, they really need some help, which I hope they have gotten. And that was my experience on Amino. Overall, I think Amino can be fun, but used in okay amounts and not being in a position of leading, especially if the members are children and the leader is an adult and everything has a big discrepancy in it. It doesn't help if it makes it worse, actually. So if you want to be part of an Amino community, like, stay away and post minimum. You know what I mean? So that was the video. It was hard to film because I kind of had to basically return to some memories which I thought I deleted, but it seems that I didn't. I hope you got a bit of history, because Amino is kind of dead as of right now, especially because from what I saw, Amino got deleted from the App Store, so iPhone users can't use Amino anymore. They should actually delete it for forever, also on Android or something, because Amino is a shit application. A lot of things can happen, as I just said. So yeah, that was the video. I hope you like it. If you like my content, don't forget to subscribe with a bell to receive a notification every time I post. And if you wanna follow my content outside of YouTube, the social medias links are down in the description below. I was Dina, and we will see each other in the next video. Goodbye.